Hey, Nick. Hey, Has. So I know you guys have asked about it in the past, but I figured I might as well just make a video on it to show you how I run my overlay. I'm going to send you all the files that you need to use it in a zip file. So it is a little labor intensive, but once you figure it out and you've got the hang of it, it's actually not too hard to use. As you can see with my OBS here, this is my overlay from my view. So there are quite a bit of sources that you have to add. Each one of these ships is its own source, and we'll get into that here shortly. Excuse me. So you have all of the files here. You won't have a image for every ship. I did send the Photoshop file in there. I'll definitely go over that with you guys too. So starting with the top, this is just an overlay thing that's on the top, so you can add it to your sources as top. If I hit the eye, it should just disappear. The elements that are left are just text files that I added in through OBS. So if I go into my yellow player folder here, you see I've got yellow name, which I can change right here from has to me. Changes it at the top. But the yellow score, you'll see that that's not here. That's because I have that stuff set up as a notepad file that the OBS text looks at, so I can change that stuff in Notepad. So I could change the score from 180 or from 83 to 199. If I hit save, it'll update there. That way I don't have to mess around. Oh man. That way I don't have to mess around with OBS too much. OBS doesn't like running two versions of itself. Let's go to Fremont. So you can see that has updated. The same thing with the round counter. It's all notepad files that it's reading off of. Now, for behind this, is actually well, I actually have them hidden, but you can see there are black boxes that are supposed to go back behind this. What I found is I don't like to use the black boxes. You guys can. The black boxes I find limit my view of the screen with the camera, so I took those black boxes off a while ago. But I'll include them just in case that's the aesthetic that you guys want and you're going for. And that's really it for like the main overlay stuff. Now, the ships and stuff, you can see I have each ship hidden in its own folder. So YS1 is yellow ship 1. And if I open it up, you'll see that I have destroyed, cloak, upgrades, captain skill, and then yellow 1. So destroyed is a file that you'll get that can just sit over your PNG file, and it's just meant to cover it up. So it's an actual square that darkens the background, and then it's got destroyed on it. Cloak just adds the cloak icon. I took that from Magic Set Editor and added it in, colored it and put it in. So we can hide that. Now, yellow upgrades is also a text file. It is a notepad file that I make for each time I make a ship. It includes all of the upgrades. Let me go to Haz's thing and I can pull one. So you can see I've got a fleets folder that has all of the fleets in it. Axel, Dan, Eric. So if I go to Haz, you see I've got Connie 1, Connie 2, Duke Bird of Prey, and then I have all these notepads. Here's Connie 1 upgrades. So I literally type them out, and save the notepad. I could put discarded if I want and hit save, and it'll automatically update. And that is just a text file that you move. And if we hit filters, oh, maybe it's not filters, it's no, yeah. If we go into yellow 1 upgrades and then we hit filters, you can see that I've put a scroll filter on it with a horizontal speed of 75 and a loop. So it just keeps going back and forth. So it's like a continuous running of what's on that ship. The captain skill is also just a notepad file. You can see I just put the captain skill in there. I found this is better than putting the captain skill on the actual PNG of the ship file, because captain skills can change so often in this game that it's easier for me to update in a notepad file and then hit save and it'll update on the overlay. And then we just got yellow 1, which is the actual image for everything here. So if I were to hide this, you'll see what's just text elements that's added in by OBS. Why did I hide the captain skill? I don't know. Oh, because the captain skill is black. So the captain skill and the upgrades are what's left. So if we hit browse on this, we can see that here is my folder for Haz and the Connie 1. And I've got an image for every single ship, or for every single hit point that gets taken off. So he starts with a hull value of 6 at 4 shields. So I name my things A 6.4. That just tells me that it has 6 hull, 4 shields, and then so on and so forth. Now, for cloaking ships, because they can cloak, take damage, and then uncloak and still have all their shields, I do something similar, but I have to account for, let me go to Scott's. But we have to account for the extra hull that they keep. So you'll see we've got A, B, C, all the way through until 1-0. And then we've got G 2.3, so 2 hull, 3 shields, 2 hull, 2 shields, 2 hull, 1 shield. So that's just something that I do to try and make the overlay make a little more sense. But that is my overlay in a nutshell. There really isn't much more that you guys need to know. Obviously the game capture is behind it. You set this on top, so the game capture should be at the bottom. The dice camera is a completely different beast. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. That requires 2 computers. The timer is also, I use a program called Snaz for the timer. That's out there, so you can check that out. Now, let me pull up Photopea, which is the program that I use to edit the PSD, the Photoshop templates for the ships. So, whenever I do this, I start from the top. So the faction icons, we have all the factions here. I have made some copies of the faction things just to allow for the dual factions. So you just come in here, you change the faction icon, and then you hit the ship silhouette, and then you've got all these different folders for all the ships. I will say that not all ships are in this yet. That's because not everybody has run all the ships yet. And I just haven't taken the time to go back in and add them all. But if I were to make the Federation visible, then we can choose Akira, here's Kelvin, Constitution, Galaxy, Intrepid, NX, and so on and so forth, Klingon, Romulan, Dominion. So you just change the ship silhouette out that way. The attack stat, you can hit the small number here, double click, and you can change it to whatever you'd like. Same thing with the agility, hit the small number, 3. The upgrade bar I don't do anything with, that's just to make sure that that part's there. The ship name, now if I hit Grisrael and double click on it, I can change it to whatever I want. I use all caps just to make it look nice and neat. And then you've got this number part here. This number part is the ship's expense, or how much the ship costs. So we'll just say 40 SP. And then we're done with the ship part, and then the ship class. Now this is the part that I like to put the class that's listed on the card. So in this case, we'll put Federation NX class. And then that's it. Captain skill, there is a spot here for you to put it. I left it blank because I like to use the notepad to update that. And then the captain, you change just the captain name. You can change it to Jonathan Archer. And that's that. Now, the next important part comes the hull and shields. So I like to set the hull to whatever it needs to be. You have to uncheck it and you get all these boxes. If you hit 6, there you go. Now you go to the shields, you do the same exact thing. So we'll say 6 hull, 6 shields, and then I save a PNG file every time. So we'll say this is 6 and 6. I go to File, Export as PNG, bam, and then I go a bit down, save that one, 4, save that one, 3, save that one, 2, save that one, all the way down until I just have one hull left. And that is my overlay. That's everything. Oh yeah, there's this ID part, but I don't ever use that. So hopefully you guys find this helpful. You'll just have to play with it in OBS to try and get it set up. If you guys have any other questions, let me know.